So this is oxxy444's If Not Now, When exhibition. We're gonna go in. This is the official booklet of the exhibition. oxxy444, If Not Now, When. Basically Oxy is a digital media lab that creates, but is not limited to videos, digital arts, games, and basically everything that's done on computer or in the digital world. And the exhibition serves as a purpose to create the bridge between the digital and the physical. So we create these digital aspects and then we turn them into physical entities in a sense. So the first artwork we see is Pittsburgh. It's a photo that I took in Pittsburgh with my iPhone, and it's like I didn't even know that I took it, right? And when I was looking over my camera album, I was like, ooh, what's this photo? And I was like, I looked at the information because when you swipe up, you can see the information. It was located in Pittsburgh. And I'm guessing this is like a motorbike, but I'm pretty sure it is a motorbike. But I just overall really like the composition as a motorbike. You know, it's not at the very center of the composition, but you can see that, you know, in some cases it might be the main character of the overall composition or the work. But I really like the nuances of color and what these expressions were kind of conveying in a more abstract sense. And I really like this photo so much that I made it my wallpaper. And then I imagined it to be like, wow, if it's this good on my phone, it'd be better much like blown up, right? So that's basically what I did. But I realized while doing this exhibition that there's much of a deeper subconscious meaning between me and this work and how it portrays myself as well as Oxy, you know? These little lines that are expressed, they have the shape of a kiwachip, roof of a kiwachip. And kiwachip is a traditional Korean home. And then I realized, oh, this could be like the door. This could be like the house, the roof, and then like the more like vertical aspects of the home. So then I realized I'm a Korean person studying abroad in America, right? And I've been studying abroad for over like 5-6 years now, and to a point where it almost feels like I'm Korean American, or better yet, I feel American than I am Korean. And I think this shows the vague sense of my identity being in between Korea and America, right? And I guess this really expressed myself well, and it almost feels like a self-portrait now. But yeah, overall, Pittsburgh is a very nice, expressed self-portrait of mine, with qualities and traits that I really like, especially with the line work here, with the different colors and shades of blue, with hints of orange. The overall green aesthetic makes it very somewhat vague and a very abstract nuance that I enjoy a lot. So the next work is titled The Wall, or Wall. And I think when we live our lives, when we do things we're passionate about, when we study, we do these disciplines, we come across a wall. In Korean, that's called 벽에 부딪히다. And that's basically saying like, we're hitting a wall. You know, there's a lot of points in our life where we hit a wall and we don't know what we're supposed to do. Like, do we have to take this like job? Do we discover or try to rediscover other job opportunities? Do we live the life that we're living? You know, there's a lot of things that the wall makes us question, right? And this wall that we're hitting is not at all a physical aspect, right? We're not literally hitting a wall. That's when I was like, I want to distort this image. I want to break the image down and auto-generate the colors of where the places are broken down, because I want it to be a very complete overall composition, right? So this is actually a wall that I took in Oxford University. And it's really, the main point of this is when you hit a wall, there's a lot of negative connotation with hitting a wall. There's the obvious positive connotations of when you hit a wall, you think more, and thus you make the decisions that make who you are. However, I think hitting a wall also means to take a few steps back and see your life in a more smaller but bigger scale. As in, for example, if I'm working on, say this is a painting, and I'm working on the very close details of this painting, and I'm hitting a wall, I don't know if this is right? So I take 2-3 steps back, and now I realize, wow, look at the white space, look at the lighting, I observe and I notice things in life that are simple and constant, but that means so much. And this work is really trying to get you to, it's really provoking you to have a consistent reminder of everything that's in your life, or have a consistent reminder of the things that you may not notice every day, but are in your lives every day. And thus, a wall is then a gateway to so many things other than your career, your life, or your professions. It's an understanding of your life. It's an understanding of the way you walk, the way you breathe, right? A wall gives us so much more than a direction. It gives us the path. It gives us the scenery. That was really what I was trying to express with this and play around with that. This one is the smallest work we have. It's called Moss 1 and 2. This was supposed to be the largest work here. All these works are 120 by 180 centimeters. So they're relatively very big. Relative to that, this is 6 by 9 centimeters. So it's very short. The reason for this is because I really enjoyed this work's simplicity, as is I was just playing around with Braille. And for Moss 1, you see the tiny little dots. They're an expression of Braille. And Braille is usually physically out, right? For the second piece, I physically put them in. I made the effect. So for Moss 1, the Braille is out, while Moss 2 is in. And thus creates a totally different type of expression. And when I see these two works, I think of it has a very fabric texture. And, a lot of scientists, this is a very well-known phrase, but, reality, the universe is like fabric. It has a very fabric quality to it, because fabrics, they have folds, shapes, and shadows. And these are the qualities of the universe. We don't know if we're seeing the shade, the shape, the fold. It's hard to find straight. It's hard to find black and white answers, right? So thus, I was playing around with all these big ideas. And then I try to put them in a very small canvas. So there you have it, Moss 1 and 2. And now it almost feels like, this feels like a jungle or a forest to me. And there's a lot of big trees. They got 3 big trees. Then you got the reception and all that. But a moss in a jungle or like a forest is relatively small, right? But it's powerful to that ecosystem. And I think that's why I did it like that, right? This is called Symmetry. And this is when I was thinking, what if in my memory, a special person disappears in that memory? And thus, quite literally, I made the person kind of disappear or fade with light highlights and static, maybe ivory colored colors. So we don't know this person, we don't know what kind of poses this person is doing. We don't know if I mean, we can tell it's the front, but some of my other viewers thought it was the backside of a person. You know, we can't see the expression. We don't know these emotions that's going through that person. However, the scenery and the wallpaper, you know, we can tell some characteristics of the landscape. For example, we got this, you know, this body of water, sand, like, and then we got the the clouds have some like darker areas, and then we got some blue in here. We can tell maybe it's not during the day. Maybe it's more toward the night. You know, this seems like a beach, but the person, we don't know. And I think that literally reflects the idea of how this project started, as in like, what if a special person disappeared from an existing memory? What would that memory look like? And thus I inverted the colors of the landscape and just completely kind of erased the person. The last artwork I want to talk about is really this space. You know, I try to put in as many senses as I could. First, we got sight. We see things. You know, we see the works that I've made. We see the space. But also, we got sound. We hear it. You know, these two speakers, we can hear music that's inspired me, that's inspired my life, and made me feel alive, right? And then now we got smell. You know, this smell is a very personal smell of mine. I used to live in Thailand when I was going to elementary school. And I get a lot of, you know, I think my life is very influenced with Thailand because I go there a lot. I relax there, you know. My family goes there to relax. And I wanted to give the audience an authentic experience of who I am. You know, this might be very abstract to the audience, but I think abstract sometimes is more real than what realness is. These kind of expressions, and this overall space is one artwork. You know, there's a reason why these pieces are at certain locations, and there's a reason why these certain locations make the space feel the way. You know, we got a reception that doesn't have a receptionist, and that creates a certain environment, a certain motion that people feel when they walk into this space, you know. Usually we reside in that room over there, where we have a CCTV that's going 24/7, and we see random people walk in, and I want to give them the opportunity to be in an exhibition only by themselves. You go to MoMA, you go to Guggenheim, you go to the Met, there's a lot of people there, you know? Imagine if you were the only person at MoMA looking at the artworks there. That'd be a very personal experience. And I think I really wanted to bring that out in this exhibition. A very personal, intimate experience with the space and the works and the sounds, the sights, the smell that are in and existing in the space. But yeah, that was the exhibition that I made with, you know, many other helping me by my side. And that's in the very short but essential way of knowing, if not now, when, the oxxy444 exhibition.
You want to clap?
Yeah.